Brian, tell us the shows that you've worked on.
Since I'm under NDA, I can't say the name of the shows, but I can tell you the networks. They're going to be on HBO Max and on Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Can you list the jobs that you've done on professional sets?
Production assistant. I've done sound mixing, first assistant director, second assistant director. I've been a grip. I've been a gaffing PA, a camera PA.
And a host.
And a host. Oh, I've done acting too. So the host job, I was originally a PA, and then they needed someone last minute because that person didn't show up. That was a great experience because I got to act in front of a VR camera and in front of a green screen.
So now you're staffed with this virtual reality company. How did this opportunity come about?
I applied. You're going to learn this in the modules, but there's a want to work email. Basically said like, hey, let's talk soon. They wanted a resume. So also in the modules, they show you how to do a resume. Did that, sent it in. And then I got interviewed by two producers, especially because it's virtual reality. They needed somebody that they could trust with solving problems and learning the technology quickly. I had examples from the 20 shoot method on how I solve problems, how I help people, and they really loved that. And that's really what got me that job. When they started expanding, I was the first person they called. So life before Friends in Film, I was a project manager. I love solving problems, but that wasn't the field I wanted to be in. I grew up in LA. I always loved film. You know, with people who knew me, they find that funny because growing up, my parents were very strict. No TV, no film, no music. So it became the forbidden fruit for me. So it's always been in the back of my head. I want to do film, you know, and I tried a few times getting into film. I did have film school friends, and I thought, oh, wow, they're going to a really great film school. They must know what they're doing. And I asked them, hey, what does the school tell you to do? How do they get jobs? And they said, oh, go get work. That's the advice. And I'm like, you paid them all that much money to get that advice? And then it was like, I'm glad I didn't have to pay that, and I wasn't in debt for that. But no one around me had the answers to get into film. And it took a lot of like self-reflection to realize that's what I wanted to do, especially when nobody was encouraging me to get into it. You know, if you don't have the right mentors, especially, you can burn through money really quickly. How do I get to the next stage in film? How do I get my foot in the door, and how do I become successful? I came across Friends in Film. I took the 2-day orientation. You know, at that point, I've seen a bunch of of those programs, and a lot of times it's just a pre-recorded message. They have fake people on the side, you know, chatting, saying, oh, that's amazing, that's awesome. And like, I knew enough about computers or technology to know when I'm looking at something fake. All of those questions of how do I become successful, how do I get my foot in the door, is what Janet answered. And especially in these 2 days, no one gives 2 days. They give you a half-hour presentation and then sign up here. And I was talking to a real person, which was Janet at that time. And trust me, I was really I was taking notes on everything. Okay, this program has this program has that. And I realized all the questions, all the things that I needed. How do I get a career in film? How do I get my foot in the door? How do I get mentorships? Am I part of a community? That was answered through Friends in Film. And I realized those things were valuable because of my previous experience as project management.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, it's his project management experience that taught him that real world experience is what matters. And that's what he needed to get in the film industry, not more school.
When you go through business, you see how people succeed and how people fail. A lot of it isn't, oh, he was lazy, or oh, he didn't work hard. Oh, he didn't want it enough. It was, they didn't have the community. They didn't have the mastermind. They didn't have the mentorship. And when you see them lose money, it's like, okay, if I do anything, I better have these things. Friends in Film also showed me how to find work, get work. I have people that ask me internationally, oh, you know, you're successful because you're in LA. And, you know, and I'm saying like, no, like these skills you can do it wherever you are. And I do have examples of that. And great thing about having the community is you see those examples every day. Oh, here in England, we did this. Here in Tennessee, we did that. Toronto. It's those same principles and same skills. You can transfer them to wherever you go. I feel very free because I decide my career and I can decide where I want to live. And I know that, you know, right now I'm in LA, but if I ever want to move to Toronto, to the UK, to London, to Germany, those skills will still get me a career over there. Going through the 20 shoots method, I've been getting a lot of opportunities. People call me. Anything that looks interesting, I know, like I apply and I'm like, they're going to call me. I know that. And they do. And that's how I was able to get the virtual reality job. Thank you, Janet, Janet helps you figure out what you want, and especially in the beginning, which is really helpful for direction. And one of the things she mentioned, like, oh, you probably would like visual effects. And so I saw this posting on virtual reality, and I said, I'll send them. I'll send them my cover letter. Pretty much, it'll work. They'll call me back, and they did.
And by that time, you'd been on how many shoots?
That time, about 7 or 8.
Oh, okay. Not that many even.
Not that many. Yeah, I started getting paid work on the second shoot. I love the 20 shoots method because even for myself, I realized that's when I knew I was good. That's when I knew I was experienced. That's when I knew I was great. The virtual reality, going back to that field is so new. I can see myself being a huge part of how that field develops. Even when I'm doing this, I still will be working on producing on other things. I still got to write, I have to write scripts, I have to direct, not because, I have to, but because I really want to, and I have opportunity. And why not? I mean, I can do it. And I think that's very different than how I started, just wanting and wishing. And that's thanks to Friends in Film.
Oh, yeah?
So, definitely. I couldn't do this by myself. I tried. I failed. So it definitely thanks to Friends in Film.
What kind of advice do you have to people that are like, oh, I'm shy, or I'm not like you?
The first few modules, because the first few modules really work on that part, the personal development, the person that need to be on set. You work on that on set. You're not going to do everything perfectly. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to say, oh, I wish I did that better. But one of the things that you do realize is, next time, I'm going to do this instead of I wish I did that better. Everyone develops at different rates. But by the 20th shoot, if you've done your magic list, if you've done everything in the modules, you are way, 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 way more prepared and way, way, way more qualified as a production assistant than pretty much anyone else you'll meet. I think by the 10th or 15th shoots, you start realizing, oh, wait, it's kind of hard to find a good PA. And that's when they'll like you. So you just starting this path, just starting with the first modules, all right, puts you leagues ahead of people. And you might not feel that in the beginning because you don't have the experience, but by the 5th shoot, 10th shoot, you're going to realize that. So keep on doing the 20 shoots method and keep on study these modules like you study for college, just for law school, for med school. That's the level of detail you should, and that's the commitment you should take with these modules because it's so much gold in them. Any of those videos, I think I learned so much more than people have taken in their film school. It's great to be part of this community, and yeah, I love to help out you guys with your careers and what you guys want to do. So definitely let me know, post on Yammer, and you'll definitely get the help you guys need.